All right, thanks, you guys.
Thanks a lot.
It was really generous of you.
I want to give you something just in case. I'd love to do some beautiful work for you, you know, in the future. My cat, he loves to sit on his butt a lot, so.
We need a cat for anything. Okay, what's your name again?
Cindy.
Cindy, okay.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you, Cindy.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Nice meeting you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for letting us come in. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye. She was actually quite beautiful, didn't you think?
Beautiful.
And she had a lovely personality, too. This is the stoop that I kind of got discovered on.
Right.
I was sitting out here with two of the kids that lived in the building, and it was just a hot summer day, and this photographer comes walking down the street and asked us if we could take our photograph. And we said yeah, and he asked me for my phone number as well. And I gave it to him, and on the next day, like a couple days later, he rang me up and he said that his mother wanted to meet me, and it turns out that his mother was a casting director, and she worked with Martin Scorsese, and she was also really good friends with Barbra Streisand. So that's kind of how I got into the whole acting thing, and that's what led to my audition for Desperately Seeking Susan, and the rest is history. Yeah, so this is the stoop, this is the apartment building, and this is the street where it all happened.
Makes you wonder if you'd been inside, like practicing on your synths when the photographer came by, everything would have been different. Could have been.
You know, I mean, certainly for my movie career, it would have been different.
It's so weird, that.
Totally, I know. But I mean, there are no accidents. I really believe that.
Yes, I do too.
So, anyway, there's a coffee shop around the corner, and you want to go there and get something to eat? We could talk. Okay.
I never thought Madonna's success was surprising or amazing or a fluke or anything.
I remember the first time that I went on tour with her is when I realized really how famous she was. And it was, you know, it's not something I really ever thought about because I don't really give a shit. She was my friend. Am I allowed to curse?
I remember Madonna back in the day when she used to wear really short shorts and little frilly tops and ride her roller skates down E Street with a boombox on her shoulder.
She had like really wild hair and this porcelain skin, and she had on some kind of like outfit that had many layers and a lot going on.
She moves so many things in fashion. She moves so many things in a lot of things. She's a trendsetter.
Cindy's given us her picture. See?
What's...
And that's a picture of her cat. In case her cat, in case we need a cat for anything. Maybe I'll put her in my next video.
Johnny Cat.
That's really sweet.
So now we're going to...
A coffee shop around the corner.
Right.
It's been around for ages, but it's kind of changed. Like, it used to be a bit more rundown and very dinerish, and now it's become like a vegetarian.
Squatters. Well, it's actually still Squatters Central.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, how are you? Can we still order something to eat? Where do you want to sit?
Where do you want to sit? Here? I remember seeing an interview with you, like when you did Bedtime Stories, I think it was, when you said it was the most unhappy... Was it Bedtime Stories you hated making?
The album? Yeah, that was a really hard record for me to make, because it was the first time that I'd ever worked with 4 producers on one record.
Right.
And basically, it was just, there was no... I worked with 4 different people, and there wasn't any... It was really hard for me to sort of glue the sound together and make one kind of theme happen through the music, sonically and lyrically.
Today is the last day. Oops, I didn't know we couldn't talk about things haven't been the same since you came into my life.
But it seems like now you kind of, you look like you're kind of enjoying the moment and everything much more. Is that true?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've gotten much better at choosing projects and work to do that I'm actually going to enjoy instead of...
Thrashing yourself.
Thrashing myself, exactly.
So how did that relate to Ray of Light? Was that
I have to say, making that album was the most fun I've ever had in the studio. The most fun.
Really? Why was that, do you think?
Well, first of all, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm a much happier person.
Right.
And just having my daughter come to the studio every day was such an inspiration. So that was a huge difference. And also I was working, William Morbid isn't. He's a really kind of unconventional musician to work with. He works more with like computers and Pro Tools and samples and synths, and I was used to working with more classically trained musicians. So it really was a sort of no, throw the rules out the window type of record making for me. And we'd go in there every day, and I always had plans because I'm the organized person in the group, but oftentimes I get to the end of the day and we wouldn't really have accomplished much, but we'd get sort of like, we'd get textures.
Right.
We just get some textures for a song, and in the past that would have freaked me out. Like I have this work ethic, you know, I've got to be really super productive, and I've got to have something done every day, and at the end of the day I want to have a song written.
If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart.
What's it called? Trance music, do you think?
What's what called?
Well, you know, everything's called
My
a name.
record.
Yeah. What type of music is it?
Well, everyone's calling my record electronica, so I guess that's what it is to a certain extent. But personally, I mean, I think the roots of electronica is dance music,
right,
house, disco, whatever. I mean, that's where it all began. So I don't know why people have such a snooty attitude about, you know, there's a lot of purists who would listen to my record and say, oh, this isn't electronica or trance or anything, you know. You know, what it is it's a pop record, but there is a lot of electronic music in it, and I like that sort of trancey ambient feeling, and I like the sound that William has.
But there's guitars on this album as well, aren't there?
Tons of guitar, yeah, and that was a big surprise for me, because I had no idea that William Orbit even played guitar.
Right.
He really surprised me with his guitar playing, and there's probably guitar on almost every song on the record.
Vande Guru Nam Charanara Vinde Sandar